right, dear. All right.
All right. Suppose you can do picture. I said,
Hi, Christine Wozniak here at Belmont, and this is Twin Pines Park. It's right downtown in Belmont. It's the jewel of Belmont. We have many things. We have picnic area over to the right, and then we have back toward the entrance of the park, we have what is called the Manor House. And the Manor House is one of the oldest buildings in Belmont. This is a lion. His name is Jamar, and he's dedicated by the park boosters to the children of Belmont.
I wonder if you could say a few words about the organization, because I know you were in it a lot longer than I have been. Roughly how old is it, and what have you noticed over the years?
This CCB is initiated, I believe, in San Mateo around 1991. We have moved several places in those following years. We've been in San Mateo, we've been in Belmont, we've been in different spots.
We were over in Millbrae.
And we've stayed together, and we've been constantly growing. And
Bill, let me ask you, this is not your first dog. You've had others before?
No, this is my second dog. My first dog was named Jimmy. This is Felipe. I've had my first one for 11 and a half years, which is a little long for a guide dog, but he was great in all those years. And I tend to keep my little guy here for as long as he'll take me.
Lucy's not only a very, very special person, but also very, very talented, and she is very, very dedicated to working with nonprofit groups. So in addition to being one of the mainstays on our board, she also is very heavily involved with her hometown, Orinda. Could you tell me a little bit about what you do over there?
President of the Historical Society.
That's my too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not president of the
This is my grandson, Dominic.
Hi, Dominic.
He comes and helps us.
But the point to remember here is that Lucy lives in Foster City. She is the only person on her board who doesn't live in Orinda, and she's the president of the society. And so when you consider the fact that she has to go across the bay, see his grandson, and Dominic is one of our mainstays. Dominic, you started when you were 13 working with us?
I think about 12, 13 years.
How old are you?
18.
And he's just graduated high school.
I'm going to Kenyatta and CSM, and then after that, hopefully we'll see Berkeley.
hi.
You know what we can also
And when did you stop working here?
About 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And Judy is one of our mainstays. She's on our board. She does yeoman work here in preparation. She takes care of our signage. And the master chef, Carl, is actually in charge of the picnics.
I need a big chef.
Carl is fully sighted, and he is actually one of our main drivers. So Carl, tell us a little bit about what you do for our group and how you got involved.
You know what I do? I keep you in line.
I know. Well, that's what
he says. I'm glad you're around to keep Phil in line.
That's right. Yeah.
Because,
Appreciate Carl
but
for
then
that.
he keeps me in line too. He says I bought too much sodas, and I said no, I didn't. But yeah, I drive people around and help out with the Blind Club, and and even do things that's not associated with the Blind Club. Like on Friday night, there's 2 blind people. I drive out to the music on Redwood City's downtown.
Where's the up?
And I started out. My father was blind. He's passed away now, and so I was. As soon as I got my driver's license at 16, I started driving people around the blind. And then I went to college and kind of got away from the blind for quite a while. And then I helped out about 10 years ago. I helped out with a convention when they had it. San Mateo was the host of the California Council for the Blind for the convention. And I slowly got to meet more people and got more and more involved. They had another guy that was a chef, but because of illness, he had to give it up, and I just started to. So at least 5 years now, I've been kind of the cook here at the barbecue. And I haven't had heard too many complaints, so I seem to be happy.
These are the women who come over to help us They are alumni of the UC Berkeley Delta Gamma Sorority Chapter.
Yes. Yes.
If you remember from your old Latin, alumna is one female, alumni spelled A-E are more than one.
There's three of us.
Would you introduce yourselves?
I'm Kathy. I'm Natasha, the president of the alumni group in San Francisco. And I'm Tracy.
Young ladies will be helping us with serving the food to the blind, and even more important, working with the bingo, calling off the numbers of the bingo. We have 3 different kinds of cards for the bingo. We have regular cards for sighted people. We have large print cards for people like myself who are visually impaired. And then we have braille cards for those who are blind. I want to introduce you to our one of our neighbors, and she was very, very kind to come down and help us. And it's a very fascinating story how we first met, because her house isn't alongside of us, it's in the back fence, and normally since it's on another street, we wouldn't even know about that. So, Sandra, how did it happen that we got to meet?
It had to do with animals, right?
It had to do with a bird, a special bird. When you were a little girl, what happened?
We had a pheasant. The pheasant.
That's right, you were raising pheasant chicks.
Pheasants, and then it flew over his backyard.
Well, actually, it went underneath the fence. I don't think that was big enough to fly, was it?
No.
So that's how we met, and we meet fairly regularly at the gym, Mom and Dad, and I'm sorry they're not able to make it. And your friend is?
Sue.
Introduce you to Jeannie Ackerman. Jeannie is our vice president. Jeannie is the one who represents our chapter at both the state and national conventions, and she just came back. Jeannie, was that in Phoenix?
It was Phoenix, Arizona. Yes.
And you were there for the whole conference?
10 days.
And what was us a little bit?
Wait a minute. Let's do this at the right.
Peter's going to tell us a little bit about what he does.
I am what is called a quality engineer. I work for Adobe Systems down in San Jose, and my job basically is to make sure that blind folks can read PDF documents.
Our newest person on our board, Diana's got a dog. Can you tell us a little bit about your dog?
My dog is 6 years old. His name is Joey. He's a golden retriever. He's my 4th guide.
Dale.
Say hi, doggy.
Say hi. You can pet him.
Say hi, doggy.
That's Joey. Yeah, dog. Yeah. A dog.
I want to introduce some very, very important people. First of all, on our right is a very, very dear friend of ours for many, many years, and Marion is president or former president of our B'nai B'rith chapter, which I was one of the early presidents with Sally. And so, Marion, tell us a little bit about your volunteering.
Well, I work at a clinic. I speak Spanish.
I was born in Germany, Breslau, Germany.
Here you go. You got your potato salad,
Went
pork,
to Shanghai.
hamburger.
We stayed in Shanghai.
Right.
I'm a refugee from Europe, and I came to Germany, and then I'm born in Yugoslavia, and then we came to Germany, and from Germany we came over here.
This is the other half, the better half, the more saner half, the more level half. This is my wife, Sally. Sally, will you say a few words about where you're from and what you did?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. When I was 3 years old, we moved to New Brunswick, New Jersey. My father got transferred to work in the factory at Johnson & Johnson. I got married at 18 to Philip Cutner. We lived in New Jersey, sometimes on a chicken farm, sometimes elsewhere. And we came to California 28 years ago for a wedding. We came back to New Jersey, sold the house, and moved back. We moved to California 27 years ago. I fell madly in love 27 years ago.
The reason that Mr. Hill, Jerry Hill, is here today is because he's going to be giving an award to the same person that the San Mateo County Council of the Blind is giving, that is the Jim Bigelow. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about the setting here so that you know, because this will be on YouTube, and most of the people on YouTube not only don't live locally, they probably don't even live in California. So we are located a short distance south of San Francisco, and in our county we have our representatives to Washington and also to Sacramento. Now, our representative from this area of Sacramento is a wonderful human being by the name of Jerry Hill. And I'd like to tell you my experience with Jerry, because he probably won't even remember it. Quite a few years ago, I was asked to be interviewed for a position, volunteer of course, on the Commission for the Disabled. And at that time, Jerry was one of the people who was doing the interviewing. Now, I do a lot of public speaking, and I have no trouble getting in front of large crowds, even doing it cold turkey. However, for whatever reason, that particular evening, I began to stammer, and Jerry came over to me, put his hand on my shoulder, and he had never met me before, and he said, "Take it easy, you'll probably get it anyway," and everybody laughed. And from that moment on, Jerry, nobody can say anything but the best of it.
Oh, God, that's
a
so
true
kind
story.
And I don't remember that. That's funny. I forget. Is it really? Oh, that's good. I don't remember the stammering, that's for sure, because you always did a great job of it.
Make sure there's a face in
We're here.
We will put it up. That's true, but I have to look at it.
We're here at the, well, it's Belmont Park, the Twin Pines Park in Belmont, for our 9th annual Picnic in the Park of the San Mateo County Council of the Blind. Now, as part of our event of the year, we have our awards, and normally the San Mateo County Council of the Blind gives an award to a deserving volunteer. This year, we are very, very fortunate because in addition to being able to give our award, we're very fortunate in having a very distinguished person from Sacramento representing our county, our area here as an assemblyman. And I'd like to introduce Assemblyman Jerry Hill, who has an award for the same person that we will be giving an award. And we're very fortunate in having Jerry here.
Well, thank you very much, and it is an honor, because I've known Jim for many years, and you know, when you know someone in a professional level and basis, you don't know a lot about what they do and how they give back to the community other than their professional life and how they work most of the time. And so it really gives me great pleasure today to present to Jim a certificate of recognition. Really is a reflection of the award, the service award that you're giving him from the San Mateo Council on the Blind. And the purpose is to really, for me to, and for the state of California, to recognize the great efforts that Jim has made and the contribution that he has made on a continuous basis. Not just soon, but for the 30 years that you've been in Lions, you've been giving to the blind, and that has been the cause and the commitment that you've made. And not only does the Council of the Blind, but does the Council of the Blind appreciate that, but the state of California appreciates that, because without your efforts in giving not just some money, because I know that's important, but also giving that most valuable commodity, and that's time. So Jim, thank you for all of that, and let me give you this certificate of recognition and let you know that we appreciate all the great things that you do and continue to do.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Jerry? Help the blind, the partially sighted, and the handicapped, and we also in Lions build houses and habitat for some of the individuals that have these type of needs, and we also do rebuilding together, renovate houses for people who need this type of help, and we really focus in on those with limited sight or no sight, and where we serve in doing these projects. So we're really happy on behalf of Lions to accept this honor and be a representative of Lions being honored today. So thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Continue. Keep up the good work, all right? Don't give up on us now.
Judy's here.